Monique's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making Pink Lady Plantain and Guava Tarts. We've got our 5 ingredients, of course, the Philadelphia cream cheese as the star. We've got phyllo dough for our crust, fried plantains. This is what they actually look like before you fry them, but you always want to get the darkest, blackest ones that you can get. Most people don't like to buy them because they think they're rotten, but that's when they taste their best. Fry them up, add a little bit of salt and honey. There's the presentation there. We've got some butter, and then my favorite, the pinkness of the bunch, it's Margie's guava syrup. Now this is a really simple recipe. It's so easy to make and it's so different. This would be perfect for a girls' night in. Here I have a tablespoon of melted or room temperature butter. You're going to start by buttering a ramekin. Make sure you get all around the edges just so that the phyllo dough doesn't stick. And at this point you're going to want to have your phyllo dough out so that it's not frozen when you open it. Now we're going to add to a bowl about 1/4 cup of your guava syrup, and you can eyeball it because that's going to be your sugar base right there. And then we're going to do approximately 2 ounces of the Philadelphia cream cheese. And we're just going to take that right over to the microwave and melt it for about 45 seconds or so. Okay, now once it's basically warm, you're just going to mix it and just blend it. It may look like there's a little bit of lumps once you mix it all the way through, but it doesn't matter because the cream cheese is going to melt into those juicy plantains. So you just want to mix that and set it aside. Now we're going to basically put the phyllo dough into the ramekin. Now the funny thing about this recipe is that I have a hard time with phyllo dough, and I knew I would as soon as I got it, but I had to figure out a way to do this. So the way it works is that even if you break these in pieces, it comes out perfect. It doesn't matter how sloppy it looks when you put it in there. It's still going to add a crunch, and it's still going to look pretty once it's done. Now normally what you would do is, while this is defrosting, you would want to put a moist paper towel or wet towel over it just to keep it from breaking the way that I did. However, this is what I like to do for this particular dessert. You just want to set it down in the bottom, and you want to do 2 to 3 sheets or layers at a time. And then you're going to start pressing it down and building your wall on the sides. Take another little piece, press it down in the middle, and press it right up against your wall. And then you just want to repeat it until it's completely coated around it. Now, as I said, once the walls are all put up, you just want to dab some butter on there. This will keep it stuck to each other. Put it all along the walls. And you know, while you're putting the phyllo dough down, if it's not sticking together, add butter. Meanwhile, you can put butter on the bottom layer if you want to. The more butter, the better. It doesn't really matter. Now, for the pink stuff, you're just going to pour that right in. And see those chunks that I was talking about earlier, you can definitely see all the white cream cheese in there, but that's perfect. That's exactly how it should be. And you're just going to place your plantains in there. Just try to get them even so that there's not too much space in between. And you can absolutely put more in there if you want to. And then, right before we put it in the oven, we're going to pour a little more syrup right on top, just to cover those plantains. And then we're going to bake it at 375 degrees for 15 minutes. Now this is done. It's nice, it's pink, and it's still warm and gooey. Now, optional, you can add a scoop of vanilla ice cream right on top, and then just a little more syrup. Gorgeous. Now, I'm going to taste it. Hear that little crunch on the outside. Excuse me if I look like a little piggy while I eat this. It's going to be hot too. Might make some funny facial expressions. Perfect. That's all for today. Thank you guys for joining.